everyone. This is Picklette, and we have the amazing John Gill here, President of World Pickleball Association, and we're just going to get heart to heart with John Gill. So what would you like to say to us?
Picklette, well, thanks for having me.
My pleasure.
I love your songs. Best pickleball songs, and probably the only ones in the world at the moment. So they're really good, and originally sung and written. It's amazing, so keep up that great work for a start.
That's only because pickleball is such an awesome sport. Only started 6 months ago, felt inspired to play, now 5 times a week, write 6 songs and a pickleball book.
It's amazing, they're all really cool. So yeah, it's just, as you said, it's, I call pickleball a fun game with a funny name.
Yes, absolutely.
And the name itself, I love it. When it first came out, people were saying, what's a stupid name? Should we call it paddleball or something or whatever? But no, it should be called pickleball. Because then you wouldn't have expressions like get pickled when you lose 11-0 or win 11-0, things like that. And it's a mindset thing about sport. So I've come from a big sporting background.
And I haven't.
You haven't? You're very creative, it's amazing. So I've just come from rugby, tennis, martial arts, now pickleball. It's just a cricket as well when I was younger. This is the most fun sport ever invented.
Absolutely.
And I think people take it a little bit less seriously than some of those angry tennis players that throw rackets and things like that. So I think what it is, it's about a mindset of having fun rather than being too competitive. It is competitive, like I'm announcing the Pro Tour I'm doing next year, and that's going to be competitive. But even then, I've noticed in all the tournaments I've played and ran, the sportsmanship is fantastic. It really brings people together. It's amazing. If they're not sure of a call, I'll give you the call. And, it's just, I think it brings out the best in people.
Absolutely. That's the one thing I've noticed is that the pickleball community, every level, they are all awesome, beautiful people. So it's feel welcome to come.
It's amazing. It's so inclusive for everybody. And grandparents playing with grandkids and mum and dads and kids and families. I have another expression. The family that plays together stays together. And this has literally saved lives. There's been people I've talked to that said they weren't having a happier life until they found pickleball. It's amazing. And not just the game, obviously the social interaction with other people.
Hey there, this is Picklette, and we are with Aussie John here, and I've got a couple more questions, if you don't mind. Now, as far as the rules and the scoring, I've found with everyone I play with, it can get a little bit complicated. So that's why I ended up writing a song, Pickleball Rules. So check it out if you don't know the rules. Even if you do know the rules, it's quite amusing. But tell me how the rules started, why it goes to 11, and just anything else that I need to know.
Well, the rules, the scoring system's the hardest part of the game. Hitting the ball's really easy. It's just about how many you hit in and out. But the rules makes it pickable. It's the kitchen line where you can't lean in like tennis, things like that. The dinking, and you see like people dink for a while. What they're doing is a strategy. It's like a game of chess. They're waiting for a higher ball, or what they call a pop-up. So you're trying to force your opponent into a pop-up or a higher ball so you can attack it. That's where the ping pong comes in, just roll volley and bam, hitting the ball, at their feet. I have no expression. Hit at their feet and you will defeat them. But that's where you want to roll the ball at their feet, for example. But the great thing about pickleball being a smaller court is you get a lot more rallies than the bigger court like tennis, and you don't have to run as much either. You do have to run, and footwork is important, but you don't have to do as much as tennis. Okay. So the rules, at the moment, we have side-out scoring and rally scoring. Side-out scoring is where you have to win the point on your own serve. And
I have a question for you, John. One of my lines in my song is, I'm always found in the kitchen at parties. Why and how did the kitchen get invented to be on a pickleball court?
All right, so when the founders were playing, they had a guy that was like 6'6", right? So at that stage, when they first started hitting the ball, they played it like tennis. We just come up to the net and tennis and just hit it. So this guy just come in and absolutely crack everybody. For a start, it was dangerous because it is a wiffle ball and like that, and it can hurt you. That's why I always definitely recommend eye protection. But other than that, if it hurts you, it stings a bit. So they said, we're going to keep him back. So they invented this line. They kept experimenting with this guy who was 6'6", and they kept going, that's not long enough. And they finally got to 7 feet that worked out that he couldn't quite come up and crack the ball. So
Is that really how it's invented, or is this another story like the dog?
No, that is the story. Because that's what I said, Bob told me that one as well.
Okay.
We played with the original founders. Yeah, it was amazing.
And why is it called the kitchen?
That's a good question. I think it's because it looks kind of the size of a kitchen. It's at my site in LA, about the size of a kitchen, I think 7 foot. No, I don't. The kitchen, it was just a colloquial term.
Fair enough.
Because what happens when you invent games like pickleball instead of just tennis or rugby or basketball? It's a fun game with a funny name, as I say. So then from there, all these funny terminology starts to happen, which is great. I love it. Because it makes it more fun to play, and you can. It's just so the kitchen. There you go in the kitchen, mate. It's like don't go in the kitchen on a diet or something. So they started cracking a few jokes, I think, and they just started to do that. It's like Ernie's and Bert's, and a lot of people don't probably even know what these mean. But Ernie's, when you come out and you hit the ball, outside the court, for example. That's what happened. Again, this is what happened. So they invented the kitchen line, and whether it was the same guy or not, but somebody else jumped outside the court and hit the ball like that. And they said, you can't do that. He said, why not? Where's the rules? I wasn't in the kitchen. And they went, oh yeah, that sounds good. We'll keep that one in. And that makes it even more exciting. Yeah. You've seen the pros and stuff do it. Yeah. They jump outside and they're hitting these incredible shots. And they can lean in, as long as it goes over the net. They can't lean over the net. And they hit the ball and they're still, but it's a strategy, because it could also backfire against you, because you open more court up. But it's insane. Yeah. It's an insane rule. It's fantastic. Yeah. It makes it the game's so exciting. Yeah. This is what I love about it. More rallies, more excitement. The underarm serve was invented to take out the big serve like tennis does. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So everybody can serve. Everybody can return. You really don't see many people miss a serve or return. They definitely do more than they...
There are occasional ones when you're a little bit crazy. But that's why we are actually going to do, I was thinking, if I asked you to do a couple of little clips and what to do and what not to do you think you could help me later?
Definitely could help you with that. They've got the do's and don'ts of pickleball. I've got a lot of that stuff on my YouTube channel in more of a serious tone, I suppose, but we can make it fun.
I don't do serious, sorry.
No, we've got to do it to your songs. We'll have to do it to your songs, the do's and don'ts of pickleball.
Sounds great.
Make it entertaining for all the audience out there. All right, so that's Aussie John Pickleball. We'll have that on, and your channel Picklette as well. So yeah, guys, we just it's amazing.
I've heard that pickleball became really, really popular during COVID. What caused that?
Pretty much was nothing else to do except hit a wiffle ball in your driveway, in your cul-de-sac, out in the street. A lot of people out in the street and their neighbours, and the only way they really get together was hitting a ball from a distance. So you weren't allowed to get too close. So that's how it became very well known. Yep. And you get also in America, we were still sneaking on pickleball courts a little bit here and there. They allowed tennis as well, but you had to be a bit careful. There was a period where we couldn't do anything, but then I believe Australia was a lot more strict on a few things. But we got through it and played lots of pickleball. And then from there, of course, people would start putting on social media, because they didn't have much else to talk about except staring at the TV at home and trying to avoid this terrible disease. So particularly young ones, started to put on, because it was known as a old person sport originally, because it was actually invented in 1965 in Bainbridge Island, Seattle.
Someone told me it was named after a dog, but then I was told that was actually a big fib that just sounded good.
Pickles.
Tell us the truth, John.
I know all about it. There's a book out. I went to Bainbridge Island myself and interviewed one of the guys there, Bob Brown, who was actually used to play with the original founders, and his son played with. It was amazing. So he played with the original founders, from 1965, and I went to the actual court. So I interviewed Bob about it, went right through the whole thing, and pickleball was invented from the pickle boat races in 1965 around Bainbridge Island, Seattle. That was a funny thing, because they called them a hybrid of cruise. It was like oarsmen and different hybrids of this and that, and leftovers they called it, or something from the oarsmen into the cruise. So it was like a hybrid of oarsmen. And then they thought of the name pickleball because it was called the pickle boat races, and pickleball is a hybrid of sports. So they thought.
Where did the dog come in?
The dog was born a few years later. So what happened was they called it pickleball after the pickle boat races, because it's a hybrid of cruise, and this is a hybrid game of table tennis, dash ping pong, and tennis on a badminton-sized court. So that's how that happened. And then Pickles the dog They had a dog, which then fetched the ball for them and did all that stuff, as dogs do, and they called it Pickles. Now, when it came time to tell the story, because I just told it in about a minute or two, they could be bothered. Someone to say to the original founder, "Oh, was it named after your dog, was it?" They go, yeah, that sounds good. We could
Good marketing.
We could be bothered explaining the boat thing, and probably people like dogs better than boats anyway. Yeah. So dogs, man's best friend. So I thought they stuck to that story. It just said, "Oh yeah, I was named after the dog." And
Who wants the truth?
the truth is the pickleboat races.
Okay.
But it really.